My Lords, it is fascinating with such a small bill how it has demonstrated the ability of the House of Lords to rise to the occasion and scrutinise every word and every line. I welcome the Minister's assurance that he was listening carefully to the debate. His recent letter gave some assurance, but not enough. He did not deal with what most of the speakers in this House regard as a misinterpretation of the guidance. The Noble Lady Baroness Noakes started this debate with a bang. Garbage, a colloquial description of the failure of this bill to recognise the role of women in motherhood, and she was right. As the Noble Lord Hunt reminded us, we are privileged today to have this debate in a non-toxic atmosphere without being accused of transphobia, which would be ironic because, as he said and many other speakers have said, most of us have spent most our adult lives fighting against homophobia, fighting against racism, anti-Semitism, against Section 28. So we don't need to be taught lessons on tolerance and being anti-discriminatory. No wonder there are mixed messages from the government. The Gender Equality Office takes advice from an organisation, Gendered Intelligence, which carries their logo on its letterhead. Of course, a number of the Noble Lords were right when they said that this bill is less than perfect. In a very moving contribution, Baroness Gray-Thompson demonstrated what it was like to experience discrimination, and we felt for her. My noble friend Lord Winston showed us how women struggled to achieve motherhood. Noble Lord Panic took us through the legal minefield to arrive at the conclusion of women in the role of motherhood. Of course, as I've said, the bill is too narrow, and I hope the Noble Lord, the Minister, will give an assurance that the government will look at the wider issues. We don't normally vote on regret motions in this House, and I think the Noble Lady Baroness Noakes indicated that this was not her intention. And I think that this is helpful because it gives the Noble Lord, the Minister, the opportunity to consider the overwhelming feelings of this House, whether it was the Noble Lord Lucas, whether it was, and many others, Noble Lady Cox, Noble Lady Hoey, a whole range of speakers from right across the House, from all the benches, demonstrated their support from the amendments. And I know that the Noble Lord, the Minister, is in a listening mode. He's agreed to a further meeting with peers, and I hope that will enable him to reconsider his response to the amendment in committee stage. Baroness Brinton, I feel, was wrong when she said that if we use the word women, it would discriminate against trans men, as indeed was demonstrated by the Noble Lord Panic. And I feel it's ironic that the recent decision by the National Statistical Office to cave into the demands to remove the sex from the forthcoming census and allow just gender identification will actually work against ensuring that services for transgender people will be provided. So I end my contribution with thanking the House for having this debate in a way that, as I've said, was rational and logical, where members didn't worry about which party they would normally, if you like, support, but looked at the issue carefully and rationally. And as I felt, the overwhelming majority of people who contributed to this debate saw the need for amendments. And I hope that in making his response, the Noble Lord, the Minister, will recognise